So I'm currently studying the book of Chronicles. I'm flipping back and forth between First Kings and Second Chronicles because they kind of go together. But Second Chronicles gives like a bigger account of the kings that are in Second Kings. And I'm in chapter 20. And I wanted to talk about something. And this chapter got me so hyped because it's just like, you know, what do we do when we're afraid? What is the first thing that we do when we're afraid? It looks different for everybody, but one thing that we don't do most times is seek Yah when we're afraid. So, chapter 20. And this is when Moab, the children of Moab and the children of Ammon came in with some of the peoples to go against Jehoshaphat to battle. Now, Jehoshaphat, he was a great king. He did good in the eyes of Yah. He got rid of the Asherim, all of that. He was great, okay? And the people came and spoke to Jehoshaphat, saying, a great army is coming against you from beyond the sea, from Aram. And see there in Hatzatson Tamar, which means dividing the date palm, which is En Gedi, which means fount of the kid. What did Jehoshaphat do? It says Jehoshaphat was afraid and set his face to seek Yah and proclaimed a fast throughout all Yehuda. And I had to stop because I'm just like, man, if we did this, do you know how much better off we would be? Like he was afraid. And so the first thing he did was set his face to seek Yah. He called him, he's like, I'm afraid. I am terrified. I'm scared. There's this big army that is coming up against me. I am terrified. I need you. And he proclaimed a fast throughout all Yehuda. He was like, everybody fast because there's this huge army coming up against us. Fast. We need to fast. We need to pray. And we need to worship. So they all gathered to inquire of Yah. Even from the cities of Yehuda, they came to seek him. And Yehoshaphat stood in the assembly of Yehuda and Jerusalem in the house of Yah in front of the new courtyard. And he said, O Yah Elohim of our fathers, are you not Elohim in the heavens? And do you not rule over all the reigns of the nations? And in your hand is there not power and might, so that no one is able to stand against you? So he's giving him honor and speaking to his excellency. And that is how we should come to Yah, like, you know, not necessarily reminding him because he doesn't forget, but reminding him of all that he is, like more so reminding ourselves of all that he is, all that he does. And so it says, are you not our Elohim? You have driven out the inhabitants of this land before your people Yasharel, and gave it to the seed of Abraham, who loves you forever, and they dwell in it, and have built you a set apart place in it for your name, saying, if evil does come upon us, such as the sword, judgment, or pestilence, or scarcity of food, we shall stand before his house in your presence. And that particular verse, Second Chronicles 20 and 9, comes from First Kings 8:37 through 40, which is part of Solomon's prayer. And it says, and now see the children of Ammon and Moab and Mount Seir, whom you would not let Yasharel invade when they came out of the land of Egypt, for they turned from them and did not destroy them. And this can be found in the book of Judges, Judges 2 and 3, 11, 15, 11, 19 through 20, 10 and 6, and then 12 through 15. And they were paying us by coming in to drive us out of your possession, which you have given to us to inherit. And so he goes on and on. And then it says, all Yehuda with their little ones, the children too, their wives and their children stood before Yah. And the spirit of Yah came upon Yahaziel, son of Zechariah, son of Benaiah, son of Yael, son of Mattaniah, a Levite of the sons of Asaph, in the midst of the assembly. And he told them, this is Yah speaking through Yahaziel, listen all Yehuda, and you inhabitants of Jerusalem and sovereign Yehoshaphat. Thus said Yah to you, and this is the thing right here. Do not fear, nor be afraid of the face of this great army, For the battle is not yours, but Elohim's. And I had to stop because it's just like anytime that we are up against something, the battle is not for us to fight. It is not our fight. No battle is our fight. None. It is all Him. He is the Yah, the Elohim of war. He is waiting to fight our battles, but we have to trust and lean into Him to fight those battles for us. He's waiting. He's waiting. He's like, hey, I'm sitting here. I'm waiting on you to come to me. I see what you're going through, but I'm not going to move until you put your trust in me. You have to trust in me. You have to come to me. Seek me out to fight the battle for you. I'm waiting. Lay it on me. That is why I'm here. There's no reason for you to be stressing. There's no reason for you to be worried or trying to come up with a game plan or a battle plan. That is not for you to do because it is not your war. It is not your battle. It is not your fight. And then it says in verse 17, it is not for you to fight in this. Position yourselves. That means physically, mentally, spiritually. Position yourself. Stand still and see the deliverance of Yah with you. O Yahudah and Jerusalem, do not be afraid nor fear. Go out against them tomorrow, for Yah is with you. Sometimes we just need to just not do anything. There are instances where, yes, we need to move. And there are instances where we just need to sit our behinds down and watch and let Him work. And it's like, man, it gives me chills thinking about that because it's like, I don't know. Like, He just wants to fight for us and we have to let Him. Because when we fight for ourselves, what happens? We lose. We will lose every single time. When we think we can do it ourselves, we will lose. But yes, it is not for you to fight in this. Position yourself. You need to be in position and ready for Him to fight for you. But that also has to do with like physically being in position, but also mentally and spiritually being in position to be in a place where you have all of your trust in Yah that He is going to lay them out, right? Lay them out in front of you and just watch and stand still and see the deliverance, right? And it's like, I think it's because want things, we want to see things happen the way we think that they should happen. But the way that we think is not the way that Yah thinks. And the way that He thinks is not the way that we think, right? We think with our little human brains, our puny human brains. We don't think the way that He does. He sees the bigger picture. He sees both sides. He sees our side and He sees our enemy's side. And that's where the disconnect for us is because we can't see the other side. And that's why we should have even more trust in Him, is because of the fact that we cannot see the other side. We don't know what they're coming with. We don't know their mentality. We don't know anything about what's going on the side of our adversaries. We don't know that. And that's all the more reason that we sometimes just need to shut our mouth. Just hush. Just hush. Close your mouth. Don't say nothing. Don't do anything. And just let Him work. And watch and see what He does. Because the way He handles it, we're going to be like, oh. Because He can handle it better than we can. Like a friend of mine, he said, let Yah cook. Okay? Let Him cook. Let Him be the iron chef that He is and let Him burn in that kitchen. Okay? Burn your enemies. Let Him do what He does. Right? And things I think people don't think, they think Yah is just like, this happy go lucky spirit and, our Father in the sky. And that He's just all about peace and harmony. No. Because when He coming back with a vengeance. Don't get it twisted. He is the Yah of hosts. Okay? The Elohim of war. And that's what we need to realize. That's what He does. He fights. And it says, and Yehoshaphat bowed his head with his face to the ground, and all Yehudah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem fell down before Yah to bow themselves before Him. And then it says, and after consulting with the people, Yehoshaphat appointed those who should sing to Yah. So we have to also worship, and who should praise the splendor of set apartness. As they went out before the army and were saying, Give thanks to Yah, for his loving commitment is everlasting. And when they began singing and praising, Yah set ambushes against the children of Ammon, Moab, and Mount Seir, who had come against Yehudah, and they were smitten. And then the children of Ammon and Moab stood up against the inhabitants of Mount Seir. So now they turned on each other. First, they were all coming, all three were coming to attack. Now, two of them, Ammon and Moab. And if you read the story about Judah, was it Judah? No, Lot and his daughters. My bad. If you read the story about Lot and his daughters, that's where the children of Ammon and the children of Moab came from. Okay, the incest, right? And they stood up against the inhabitants of Mount Seir to destroy and annihilate them. So 2 against 1. And when they had made an end of the inhabitants of Seir, they helped to destroy one another. So they turned on each other. And that's what Yah will do for your enemies. You have these, and it's not just enemies, whatever situation is coming up against you, Yah will have that situation implode, right? It will implode. It will go from the inside out, explode, and be demolished and be done with. Even if it's people, those people coming against you, he will have them turn against each other. But you have to seek him out. You have to pray. You have to fast. You have to do all of these things. You have to worship. You have to worship. I sound like a dying animal when I sing, okay? But I sing, all right? I will sing at the top of my lungs, right? Of course, where nobody can hear me other than my son, but worship. We have to worship. Like that's like the book of Psalms. Those are all songs, okay? Majority of them written by David. They sang. Moses sang. His sister Miriam sang. Like they sang. They worshiped. And so that's the thing that we also have to remember. Like, it's not just fasting and prayer, it's also worship. Because Yah wants to do these things for you. He wants to settle all of your fears. He wants to settle all of your worries. But you have got to do your part. You have to. And let him do his part. Sometimes we get beside ourselves. And the thing is, when we go to war for ourselves, what happens? We lose each and every time. We never win. And if you do win, it's not the type of winning that comes from Yah. It's the type of winning that comes from Satan, right? So we have to let him do what he does. We have to let him. Like, we can't be out here trying to fight things for ourselves. That's how we get overwhelmed. That's how we get anxiety and depression, thinking that we're out here alone. It's just like, no, he wants to do this for us. Let him. I think a lot of it also comes with pride. We want to know, we want to commend ourselves. We want to see if we can do things by ourselves so that we can get all the credit. We shouldn't be taking credit for anything. Nothing. Nothing. We could not do anything that we have accomplished without Yah on our side. So you have to pray about these things. You have to seek him out. Pray, fast, worship. Don't try to fight battles yourself.